It's the old RF here answering some more questions that keep coming up, and one of them is, where do you get that great hoodie with the weird string that nobody ever uses? Well, you go down below and you click on that link thing below for t-shirts and buy one of these cool shirts that say shoot adult arrows. Anyway, this video is actually about helical fletching or straight fletch. It's pretty simple. It could be the shortest video ever, helical, but hang on, I'll try to be more interesting. Okay, for some reason, in all the speed demon, flipper, flapper, twizzler shooting world, trying to go super fast, we have gotten away, or it seems we've gotten away from helical fletchings. And there's a reason why people put helical fletchings on arrows. It's the same reason your 30-06 has a rifled barrel. You want the bullet and the projectile to do something. You want it to rotate and catch the air and do the same thing over and over again. It's a little bit more consistent than shooting a knuckleball. When you throw a knuckleball, which is really hard, it tends to go like this and be really hard to hit because you look like Bugs Bunny. Just 3 strikes, 3 swings, and you're out because the ball was going so slow, and you swing at it 3 times. So the basics of the thing is put helical or put an offset on there. Now, let's clarify on feathers. Which you know I love feathers. Vanes are more practical, but feathers are feathers and feathers are fun. Feathers are bent by God. They're also bent this way. You can fletch them straight and they still have a natural bend to them and they will rotate. I still run helical fletchings when I shoot feathers. When we shoot vanes, these are the serious Ranch Fairy arrows. The Batman version. More on those coming up. They are 4-fletched and they are offset. So you have helical fletching, which is a bent jig. That's a Bitzenberger clamp. You can see it's bent and actually makes the feather a little bent like that. And then you have straight offset, which looks like that. Okay? It's just straight, but it's like that. So then, okay, Fowler, you've said helical, that's fine, or offset. Get it to rotate, I get that. Rifled barrels, you're tying all kind of crazy concepts together. Let's go back to the straight fletch because it's very popular. And I've been shooting straight fletch forever, got my flippers and my Twizzlers, and I shoot just fine. Everything's going to be fine. You have a little bit of a problem. And the reason why you want the arrow to start rotating is because you have this wing thing on the front. Okay? That or that, you know, something nasty like that. If the arrow comes off perfectly straight and doesn't rotate at all, you have, Daryl Barnett, the Rocket Man, says, lift. Because this device in the front, 2-blade, 3-blade, 4-blade, is pushing into the atmosphere and it's coming off like a knuckleball. And the atmosphere is interacting on the blades. When you turn your arrow loose, if you look on YouTube, there's plenty of videos of guys with some killer slow motion cameras showing this angle from the bow and the arrow comes off. It does not come off like that. It comes off like this. It flexes all over the place, generally in one direction. It doesn't go like that. But the arrow's actually going like this in the air. It's called paradox. Because when you shove it really hard in the back, the back takes off before the front. It doesn't take off as a unit. This gets the tension first, basically like a shock wave goes through it. Oh my gosh, is that one bloody? Yeah, that's a bloody one. That's a bloody test arrow for the Ranch Fairy arrow. Shh, more on that later. So, in this very abrupt reaction, this end of the arrow starts moving before this does, and it bends it. It takes off and it's already doing this. So you want it to add some rotation from the fletchings to help overcome that paradox and get it spinning as it goes down range. Once again, if smooth bore guns worked better, we wouldn't put riflings in them. We would just shoot smooth bore guns and it would be fine. I think, y'all can argue with me on this, I think it's a well-established fact that a rifle barrel is a good thing. So put a little helical, put some offset on your Fletch. It's going to be the most accurate thing for your hunting arrow. Now, I can't ever let this go. If you do not, that minimum paper tune, preferably bare shaft, go to the Ranch Fairy channel, where you might be right now, the High FOC Arrow Build playlist, and go through the process of bare shafting, making sure they're flying as good as you can possibly get them bare shaft, knock tune, and find what flies bare shaft. You're going to be in a bad spot anyway. Helical will not save you from poor arrow performance. It is not a design to steer from behind. This is a huge misunderstood concept. It is not rear steering even with blood on it. Okay? It's not rear steering. It is support because you have lift in the front. You want something in the back. Drag is what this is called, I believe. Keep the arrow from doing that, or get the arrow to stabilize faster, and then make it rotate so that it is doing something in the air. You do not want it to do this, because guess what? Shh, don't tell anyone. There's wind and trees. And you ever walked around the side of a building after a norther and get blown down? There's wind like that. So if you got your knuckleball going along and then it's just going to take off. Well, the broadhead's going to enter that crosswind or wind. Let's say it goes behind a big tree. All of a sudden there's an airspace that's relatively empty. Then it hits. This is going to take off. And there's nothing back here making it do anything. So it's just going to go like that. And you're going to say, oh, broadheads don't fly. And, who XYZ manufacturers broadheads don't fly because, no, I didn't bare shaft tune. I didn't work on any of that stuff. I just screwed them on. Got the old straight Fletch because that's what everybody else shoots from the old flipper flappers and the Twizzlers. And it'll fly all over the place. Yeah, right. You ought to get you a smooth bore gun. Get you a 30-06, take the riflings out. Just shoot the riflings out and see how the performance is. It's very, very similar to that. So, helical, etc., etc. Final thoughts. There's been a few videos out there about the shafts coming off the arrows. They naturally rotate one direction or the other. I've talked to 4 or 5 people about this, and I believe I understand. I don't know everything. I'm learning. That is this rotation of the string turning the shaft and making it spin one way or the other. My arrows, actually, if I spend the time to do that, they clock left. And I've shot right helical fletchings my whole life, and I'm not going to stop. I haven't seen that it matters a lot. I haven't played with it a bunch. I used to shoot left helical on my longbow because it spun the fletchings away from the riser, and theoretically it would clear the riser a little better. I don't even know if that's accurate. It's just something I was told, and I tried it 100 years ago. But back to what I said in the middle of the video. If you don't minimally paper tune, YouTube has tons of videos on that. Bare shaft is actually ideal. Tons of videos on YouTube on that. I'm not repeating those 2 processes. People have covered it better than I have, and you're going to cruise around on YouTube anyway because you're bored and picking your nose. If you do not do that process and make sure that at 21 feet, that's the distance. Try that. At 21 feet, bare shaft, they're not flying even close, and they're hitting sideways like a nunchuck. Fletchings will not save you. Once again, when it comes off sideways, this is still up front. That's still up front. And it catches the air, and it catches the air, and it catches the air, and corrects wherever it corrects. You think it's going to go like this and naturally go down the middle. No, that is not what happens. It corrects out of the bow like this and then just takes off. And that's why you people get crazy groups. And, one arrow shoots great and two fly all over the place. It's because literally the arrow's catching purchase in the air. It's biting into the atmosphere. And wherever it finally stabilizes, it may be like that. The next one's like that, and it's like that, and this. It can't get any direction. Nothing's making it do anything. So put helical or offset and make it do something. All right, that's pretty simple. Hey, it's one of them cool shirts. I'm not really fond of this string thing. So if y'all want to cut that off, that's fine. So get your shoot adult, arrows shirt and go trucking around. Irritate a couple of people. Ranch Fairy Nation. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell dinger thing. Ranch Fairy out.